What up? What up? What up, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Thumbs up. Somebody, y'all in here? If you can hear me, if you can hear me, man, we got a treat for y'all, Mr.Griffin23, man. If y'all haven't been watching his channel, definitely go over and check him out, man. He's got some good information over there. I've been following him for quite some time, on his builds. Just I let him talk about the builds. Okay, good deal, Cat Loco. Appreciate you in here, Loco. Mr. Old School Rider, Mr. John. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all dropping in. Yeah, we're gonna chit chat with him, man. I know those in the car community probably know who he is or been watching him for a while. I hope. If not, definitely do that. Definitely go over and get a chance to check him out. I put his link in the description of the other thing there. Y'all go check him out. Plus, we in here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up. How we doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. And you, man. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, all good, man. I appreciate it. Sorry, I thought I'd be somewhere stationary, man. But traffic here in Seattle is crazy right now.
Yeah. I see you got a hoodie on. What kind of weather y'all having out there?
Oh man, it's cold and wet
Wow.
right now.
Wow.
So
It's
I mean, it's probably 60s, but yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you jumping on and appreciate your time, man. Like I
yeah,
said, I've been watching your channel for quite a while. I comment from time to time. Definitely, it's came out, I definitely has been helped me out on a couple builds in the past for sure. I've been following for, like I said, a good little minute, man. Good minute.
yeah. I appreciate it, man. I just put it out. I just made the channel just because I got tired of asking people questions and people not responding and or they will but then they won't share information. I mean, I get it to a certain extent if you have a business and whatever, but I mean basic questions, and I just got irritated, so I was like, man, I'm just gonna make my own channel and do my own thing and share
Right.
everything that I know and I've come across. And so that was the whole reason behind the YouTube, and I just you know I liked it, so I just kept going with it.
Definitely, man.
Yeah,
And I noticed that, like your, I mean, I followed your channel due to the Caprice, but you have more than just the Caprice and had more than just the Caprice. Those who follow
yeah,
the channel.
yep,
I
yeah, man.
remember watching the one where you got rid of your Grand National there for a minute. It's like a bittersweet thing. You said.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had two Grand Nationals. And at the time I was moving a lot because my job basically relocated me, and so it was just, and I lived in Hawaii at the time as well, or one of the times, and it cost like $1,100 to ship a car
Wow.
over there from Seattle to there, and well, pretty much anywhere on the West Coast, they charge like $1,100. And I just didn't want to keep shipping cars. So I was like, you know what? I'll sell it, get another one. So I sold it, got another one. And then I had to move again. So I sold that one. And then when I relocated back to Seattle, I found that Regal T actually in Canada.
Okay.
So, and it was on a small island on Victoria Island in Canada. And it had been sitting there for a while, and it was so remote. I just think nobody really wanted to go out there. So me and my girl I was dating at the time just made a trip out of it because it's a beautiful area, and we linked up with the guy and met him, and then I bought it, and I had owned that thing probably for like 5 years, man. And it was a clean car, super clean car. I just never really drove it. So yeah, it was time to part with it.
Okay, so I called it a Grand National. It was up T-type Regal, which to
Yeah,
me is the same, just about,
yeah, same cars. I think it's just a little lighter. That's it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then you have I guess the A body, man. And of course, I'm an A body fan too, big time.
Oh
The
yeah.
Skylark,
Yeah.
I see you rebuilding that, and that's from the ground up, basically, right?
Yeah. So the story behind that one is I used to own that car um, many years ago, and it was my uncle's car, so it's been in our family for like years, and I always wanted it. And I remember the day he called me and said, "Hey, did you still want the car?" And I had been begging for that car for like years, man, years. And at the time, I was getting married at the time, and I was like, "Man, I can't afford this. We're trying to pay for a wedding and whatnot." And he was like, "Oh, don't worry about money, man." He was like, "I'll just let you take the car. You give me whatever you feel is fair down. We'll agree on a payment, and then as soon as it's paid off, it's paid off. Don't even worry about it."
Gotcha.
So at the time, I could only pay like $200 for it. So I gave him $200 a month, and it was paid off, and then it was mine. And probably about maybe 6, 7 years ago, I had to sell it. Just life happens, things.
Yeah.
And I really needed the money at the time. I didn't want to sell it. That was my only car at the time, and I sold it. So fast forward till now, probably I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so, it popped back up for sale, and I just randomly have seen it on Facebook. And I'm always searching for car parts and stuff, so I think that's why it popped up. And I hit the guy up, and he still had it. He was probably like 2.5 hours away, so I was still surprised he was still in the state. So I went up there, and fortunately enough, I had the cash. I had just sold my Regal, and shoot, man, I bought it back. So now I'm going in on it.
Gotcha. You got
Yeah.
you got a Chevelle too, right?
Yeah. So actually, I'm driving.
That's the ground up.
Yeah, so
Right? That's the
that's the
ground
one.
up.
That's the ground up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's the one. So that's almost ready for paint. Basically, the bodywork's all done. He just has to do a couple other things to it, and I actually have the rest of the clear coat and stuff that he needs for it. So I'm dropping that off to him. I'm heading to the powder coaters right now because they powder coated my inner fenders. So I'm picking those up, taking those to them. So I'm really going in on that one for sure.
Right. Good deal.
Yeah.
And then the Caprice, man. That's like I said. I've been following for a minute. You said I watched the story on how you acquired the car, but you tell the people here, because I know it's been on several magazine covers, and if I ain't mistaken, you just did a shoot for it not too long ago, correct?
Yeah. So I hold on one second. Yeah. So I got that car just locally here from a one owner, old lady had it. Super clean car, man. It had like 80,000 miles on it, original. Had every record on the car. And I just always liked that style. I liked the window. I just liked everything about it. And it was super clean, so I bought it. And I had bought it during a time where I had got hurt. And so I was just kind of just sitting there doing nothing in the house. And I just started kind of researching LS swaps. I never intended for the car to go as far as it did, like at all, man. And I knew I wanted to do something to kind of get it a little bit more power. I just didn't know what. So I initially put like an intake on it, a 4-barrel carburetor, because it only had a 2-barrel on it. And it helped it, but still, you kind of get that itch. And then it just kind of evolved, man. I picked up a motor, like a junkyard motor, and then I just rebuilt it from the ground up. I never built the engine before. I never built the LS engine before. And it just kind of kept evolving, man. And then all of a sudden I got a deal on a Pro Charger, and then that all happened. And then the car just kind of became I don't know, man. It just kind of evolved into something that people ended up really liking. And I went to a couple shows here, every show that I went to, it placed for something. Like, like what was the one award I got? It was a lot of muscle award, and just a lot of other random. They come up with like creative names for awards and stuff.
Yes.
So every show that I went in and placed. Then a writer from Hot Rod Magazine was at a show. He's seen it at the Good Guy show here in Puyallup, Washington, and somehow he tracked me down like months later. And one of his colleagues seen my car at another show, and I thought it was fake. He's like, came up to me, he's like, yeah, this guy, one of my colleagues wants to do a write up on your car. He works for Hot Rod Magazine, this and that, whatnot. And I'm like, whatever. And he's like, can I forward your info to him? And he showed me his Instagram, and I was like, whatever. So he forwarded it. I gave my information. He forwarded it to his guy, and sure enough, his guy called me, and it ended up being legit. So we met up, and that's kind of how the first shoot happened. And I've done a few interviews and stuff here and there on it, and then I recently did something for Boost District.
Right.
They specialize in LSA blowers and stuff like that. So they wanted to feature the car on their marketing campaign or whatever. So my car is like on some flyer or something of theirs with the blower that I have and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool too.
Yes. So you went from stock motor, then you added a intake and a 4-barrel, and then a 5.3, and then a Pro Charger, and now a supercharger. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I just always I love the Pro Charger setup. The drivability on it was really good. So like you really didn't really get on the get into the power to boost until you kind of got in like higher RPMs. So for like kind of daily drivability, it was great. And there was just some small kind of quirks with it and things that I really didn't care about. And I wanted to also clean up the engine bay as well. So I really liked the look of the LSA, and I wanted better fuel economy and just better overall drivability. So that's why I did the whole switch. And I knew that I would probably use the Pro Charger on my Chevelle. So that's how that kind of evolved.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
It definitely looks good, man. I had commented in the video, when you first started from to going to the supercharger or the LSH, I was like, are you going to stay factory ECM? And you're like, yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I got a tuner here who also suggested that too. And then another guy who I talk a lot with, he's actually, his company has LSX Specialties. Andy, I don't know if you heard of him.
Yes.
Yeah. So when he was first starting, he initially did my bench tune on my Caprice. And so he was kind of just, he was already kind of in the game, but he wasn't as big as he is now. And he's only like maybe 10 hours away from me. So he helped me a lot initially. And so I always kind of talked to him as well. He was like, man, just keep your stock, ECM, and just keep going with that, because you'll get, because of the way that I drive, I just daily drive it, and what I need it for, it just made more sense. And I already worked the harness myself and everything, so it really didn't need much. And my tuner is local to me. He's like 15 minutes away, so
there you go.
Anytime I need something, I would just go to him. So he's really good, man. He's really, really good.
So it's a true statement of built, not bought with you. You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, I built everything on that car, for real. Yeah.
And then on the Caprice itself, is it 4L60 still or 4L65 or?
Yeah, so it was a junkyard motor and trans. Supposedly the trans was rebuilt, and I think it was, because it looked fairly new and it drove fine and shifted great. I actually think that I blew up that trans just because I don't think it was getting enough cooling.
Got
So
you.
I think it overheated because me and my girl drove it from Seattle to Reno because we went to Hot August Nights in Reno, and it actually broke down about maybe 8 hours, no, 6 to 8 hours or so before we got home. And so that was a whole ordeal, but it ended up working out, and I was able to tow it home. And so I think it was partly kind of my fault. So I actually have a 4L80, and I took
Right.
it to my trans guy, and we were gonna rebuild that, and I was gonna put it in because that was my whole thing. I was like, well, if this ever goes, then I'll just put a 4L80 in it.
Right.
And he actually talked me out of it. He was like, you know what? The way you drive, you don't race it, you don't do this, you just kind of get on it, have fun with it every now and then. He was like, you're going to have to make small modifications to make it work and whatever. He was like, just keep your fuel at 60. I'll build it up so, it'll suit your needs and it'll handle the power you're trying to make. And we'll go from there. So that's pretty much what I did. Yeah, so I still have the 4L80.
So you got it on the shelf just in case. Just in case.
Just in case, man. So I still got that, and then I ended up picking up a Turbo 400 as well. So I have that in the Chevelle right now.
Yeah,
So
those are the ones I like. What is
yeah.
your thing with the Chevelle? Is it gonna be just a little cruiser, street and strip, or?
I don't think I'm really gonna take it on the. I'm not a racer, so like I don't know. Like I
Okay.
might take it to the track, just to kind of see what it does. But really, it's just I'm just building that thing just to be one like really, 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 really nice ride. It's definitely just gonna be kind of like a street cruiser. I'm just doing things that I've really never have ever done before. Like I'm going with like a 22, 24-inch rim look on it,
Gotcha.
and you know, I totally rebuilt the motor. I mean, everything on that car is like brand new. Like everything is new. Suspension, like I mean, fully done interior. Like man, it's just gonna be a nice ride. And plus, I never thought that I would ever own a Chevelle. I just, I couldn't really afford a done one.
Right.
And the way
And
the
they're getting
prices are
harder to
now,
find. They're
man.
getting harder to find. The A body, whether it be the Cutlass, whether it be the Buick, whether it be the Chevelle.
Yeah.
Those cars are getting a little harder to find. We got a couple people in here. Cat Loco, Craig Durbin,
Oh yeah.
Robert King, Mr. John 613. He's from
Yep.
Canada up that way. And then
Yeah.
I want to say Mr. Old School Riders. I watched that interview with you and him a couple
Yeah.
months back. And we got OLS Chevy Rider 254 in here too. There's a
Yeah.
lot of guys, man. I appreciate y'all dropping in and checking out, hanging out with us. And we got Classic Ride Society too. Mr.
Okay.
Classics. Yeah, he's got a lot of informational videos when he goes and checks out these rides that are sometimes they have showing whether in the yard or whether it be he finds some jewels, man. They really do. He finds jewels.
Yeah.
But man, I know that I've referenced your videos a lot, whenever I've done a lot of things, for instance, like the AC setup,
Mm.
the how to wire up the AC. I said, man, I'm going over here. And then initially I think the first one I went and watched was the cruise control.
Oh yeah.
I want to say it
Yep.
was the cruise control. I want to say that's which one it was.
Okay.
I think it was that, but I definitely remember the AC. But of course, I've been watching all the others too, And then a lot of, if y'all don't know, he's into fitness also, right?
Yeah. That's my number one, man. That's what pays the bills. That's what that's the day job. That's my first passion, man. So I mean, the cars is just it's I love it. I call it a hobby with passion.
Yes.
I mean, I love it. It keeps me grounded. It 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 gives me something to do outside of my daily gig. And the main thing is my girl supports it. So and that's really good too. But I mean, fitness is that's my real deal, man. So, but it falls in line, like this falls in line with that of helping others, man. Like I said, that's why I started the YouTube. And because of that, I've had a lot of people reach out to me on my Instagram and Facebook and ask me questions in regards to cars and stuff like that. So I've been able to connect with a lot of people just in the car game, in the car industry. So that's been really, really good, man. So I'm thankful for it. And, it keeps my pockets light, because I'm always doing projects.
Don't it? Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been good. But yeah, fitness is where it's at though for me. So that's kind of number one.
Gotcha. Are you? I see it's LS Chevy Rider 254 say linked up at the Texas Whip Fest. So is that something you be going to this year?
Nah, man. That was we linked up a couple years ago. And that was cool because I was able to meet a lot of people that I had been talking to for so long on YouTube and Instagram. So that was really dope. So it was good to link up with him and a few other people. And but yeah, this year we're not planning on going anywhere really, because the place I was working at before, I actually lost my job just like a lot of other people did with COVID. And then so this whole year has basically just been kind of like a rebuilding.
Gotcha.
And so it kind of forced me to really just go on my own. So the whole fitness thing now, like this is my brand right here. So I started my new brand. I basically started my own business. And so I'm just trying just to stack chips, man. I mean, everything that I make, I save. And I'm just trying to put it right back into my business. So we got some things in the works and stuff like that. So hopefully it works out here, and we'll probably know more later this summer. But yeah, I mean, I'm just no trips for me this year.
Okay. I definitely see that. That should be something jumping for you as far as that LSA goes. It's the adapters and those things that's not a bad idea for those go from the cathedral to square port. Some people are not don't know as much as what it takes to do certain things. And then you put the video out there, and guess what? Now they have an option to do so.
Right.
They have an option to do so. But yeah, I want to thank you for that, man, and a lot of others do so too. I know that, like Mr. John said, he's been following you for years.
Yeah, we talk on Instagram.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah, I've been able to link up with a lot of people.
That's real cool, man. And I appreciate you coming on with us and chit-chatting it up. Well, what would you say to an individual that's, just getting into the car /LS the car thing itself? What would you say to them? Buy cheap, sell high.
Yeah. I would just tell them to do their research and just make sure you research, ask questions. I mean, most people will respond, but you'll have those people well, this is the thing, man. I would say stay away from a lot of forums because I don't and Facebook pages, because what I found, and I actually post less on the groups now, because you ask a question and somebody always has a smart ass remark or answer or something like that. And I don't know, man. That just really rubs me the wrong way, and that's why I kind of stay away from those pages, at least for posting. Every now and then I'll post something if I'm want to share something, or like I posted my Rams in one group or whatnot. But now I just use it for informational purposes. So I would just say just try to connect with some people who are willing to help, and just research on your own. Like I research, and I usually find the answer, whether if it's forums or on the web or YouTube or anything like that. And then I just build all this information and literature and whatnot, and then I just have what's the right word? I just have a vision of what I want something to look like, or how I want it to perform or do, and then I just make it my own, man. So like I don't care. Like the Caprice has been totally stock looking for how many years, now, but I just I was going for a certain look, and that's how I wanted it, and now it's evolved into this car that everybody knows, and so I just stayed true to that. Well, like I don't care what people say. Like I just do what I want to do and do how I want to do it.
Well,
And I don't really
I've been watching.
care
I
what
see a
people say
lot
or
of
think,
the right. I see a lot of the stock sleeper look. You pop the hood, and there's a whole lot more going on underneath that hood than it would it appear if you're just looking at the car.
Right.
Look, Cat Loco has a question about some Griffin Brother interior.
Yeah.
He was asking a question about that. Griffin
I can't
Brother
even see it.
Interiors. Yeah, he's at Griffin Brothers. Yeah, that's what he says there. Griffin Brothers. Something to do with the interior?
Oh, so they are doing door panels, rear panels, and a rear deck on my Chevelle.
Got you.
Yeah, so they are totally like doing custom one-off from like scratch. The only thing I provided them my old panels that came with the Chevelle, and they are totally like redoing them all from scratch, man.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the only
Definitely
thing they're
nice.
using, from the doors is just like I don't know what that is. It's like a metal piece that sits on top of the door that kind of gives it that round edge that goes to the
Roundness.
door
Okay.
seal. Yeah,
Okay.
so they're only reusing that. And everything else is like literally they're building. And same with the rear. The rear I had new, but they're just gonna take that off and redo it, and then they're doing the rear deck for me. So they're making like areas where I can put speakers in and stuff like that. Um, they're doing plexi in the door panels and all that stuff, man. So it'll say like Mr.Griffin23 on the bottom, and it'll light up in orange.
Oh man, he's going all out.
Yeah, man, it's I'm not messing around on this one. So, but the cool thing though is it'll still retain the stock um, kind of lines of the Chevelle door panels. It'll follow kind of that same scheme, but it'll be like just more modern looking. So it'll be like black with like gray suede and some accents of orange because I have orange and under the hood, so it's like a lot of Chevy orange with black and like aluminum colored chrome and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
That's nice, man. That's nice. If I'm mistaken, they were on the other channel. I thought they did an interview too. If I'm not mistaken, I thought they were on there.
Yeah, they did an interview with Mr. Old School.
Old School Rider. Yes.
Yeah, they did an interview with them. And actually, in Texas, I had met them there in Texas. So that was my first time meeting them. And so we had already been talking for a long time. And we were like, yeah, man, let's just meet up at a show. So they came from Kansas City, and then we road tripped all the way down there, and we hit a few spots along the way and stayed with family and stuff. And we did like a 2-week road trip and just stayed down there for a couple of days, and then just came on back, man.
There you go. We got KQ Customs in here. I appreciate y'all coming in. Appreciate it. You got any plans for any other LS swaps for the future?
Shit. No, man. I mean, I say that now, but yeah, honestly, I feel like I've been working on projects more than I've really been able to enjoy.
Got you.
And being that this is not my day job, I feel like it's become kind of like that. And just the way that I am, like if I start a project, I have to like finish it. That's just my motivation. That stems from fitness and playing sports and things like that. Like I just have to get it done. I have to do it right. And so I find that I spend more time in the garage than I probably should. Luckily, like I said, my girl is like cool with it and stuff like that. But I hate to take away time from family and stuff like that too. So yeah. I think once I get this done, I'll be probably done for a while, hopefully.
Yeah, I seen the repair work you did on the wheels. Oh man, yeah. That looks good. It looked like you put some time into it, but definitely looks nice.
Yeah, man.
I said,
Thanks.
man, that looks bad.
Yeah,
You
that
started out.
only actually took about 2.5 hours, probably. Like total. I didn't work on it 2.5 hours straight. But
Got you.
yeah.
Got you. Yes, LS Rotter. He said yes, one more. And when I was asking about the builds, he says one more, and then I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that way too. I do. I really do. But yeah, the Skylark.
There'll always be projects, like
yeah.
But I mean, just not as in depth and not as deep as these, man. That's just it's a lot of work. I mean, people like I respect. Now I know why people charge so much, like mechanics and shops and things like that, because it's a lot of work, man. It's a ton of work, and just some of these builds, like, and some things that I do, I know I don't go as far as a lot of other shops probably would, or how somebody would really want a true like frame off restoration. Like I'm kind of doing the basics and then some, but I mean now I know why people charge so much, man. It's a lot of work, a lot of time.
Yeah, what I mean, as far as when you were saying that you asking questions and didn't get any kind of answer, what really got you into I call it turning wrenches. What got you into turning wrenches itself?
Well,
just
I've always I grew up kind of doing that with my stepdad. He's the one that actually kind of like put a wrench in my hand, and kind of told me what to do. Like I remember I built so I used to own, my first car was a 74 Chevy Nova, and that had a 327 in it. So my stepbrother gave that to me out of his 65 Impala. He sold the car, but he kept the engine, and he had it for several years, and he just decided just to give it to me. So when he gave it to me, my stepdad wanted to rebuild it, and my stepdad was like, he could have probably been some type of engineer, like he knew like a little bit about everything, so, and some things he knew even a little bit more. So he's the one that kind of just taught me how to rebuild a motor, like a small block Chevy motor, and he just sat there in a chair and just told me what to do. And so I just did everything he told me to do. And when the motor was done, we dropped it in the Nova, and it ran forever until I sold it. Yeah, so that's kind of like how it all started, and then it just evolved from there.
Man, that's a good thing. Yeah. So you plan on? So I don't know. Sometimes they say a project's never done. But do you consider yourself done with the Caprice? You know what I mean? So you can enjoy it, like you were saying.
I would say overall, probably, yeah. I mean, there's really no reason for me to touch that car anymore. Like, okay. I mean, I still have to put the cruise control on it and some other odds and ends. I bought like a Dakota Digital box to kind of make the OEM little speed cluster work. I don't know if you've seen those before, but like
little you talking the aftermarket, or I guess the ones that came in like the S10s and the Blazers, I guess it was.
Dakota Digital mix.
Oh, Dakota Digital. Okay, not the one that you put in the other car.
Dakota Digital makes a box. No. So they make a box that plugs your normal cable, your speedometer cable from the transmission.
Yes.
Plugs into the box, and then you hook. Well, hold on. So the box hooks up to the vehicle speed sensor on your 460, and then it has a plug that hooks up to the cable hooks up to the dash, on your OEM Caprice dash.
Yeah.
And it basically converts your speed over, so the arm will move. I don't know what it's called, but I forgot what it's called, but
it's I've seen it. I looked into it. A little pricey. They're a little pricey.
Yeah, they are. I actually held off on buying it for a long, long, long time. And recently, well, probably 8 months ago, I bought it, but it's still been sitting in the box.
Understand
So,
that.
um, just little projects like that, I'll still have to do on it. But as far as like anything major, I mean, it's good, man.
Good deal. Good deal. How
Yeah.
do would you gonna give the numbers of what you possibly or what the numbers is on the LSA? Did you make more horsepower pro charge or do you make more horsepower with the LSA now?
Uh, I probably made about this. I probably made just a tad bit more horsepower with the LSA, just a
Okay,
little bit. But torque wise, I made more for sure.
more.
Like
Okay,
yeah. It probably. I mean, it made 512 torque on it, so I mean that's probably maybe 70 foot-pounds more, maybe somewhere in there.
and that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot of torque for a car. You
Yeah,
know, of that year.
yeah, yeah.
Whole lot of
I mean,
torque.
I'm making that on those little grandma white walls, like
Yeah. So that's
yeah. So I
definitely
mean,
one that you don't want to pull up beside. Be like, yeah, okay, let's hit them off.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
you don't want to do that, bud.
yeah. I'm happy with it. I mean, it's a 5.3, man. So like to get the power that I'm making out of the 5.3, with that, I mean, I'm proud of that. I mean, that engine was never intended to be boosted. Like I never was going to boost it at all. I just wanted just to do the swap and just call it. But
Yeah.
it just, like I said, it just kept evolving, and I just wanted something different. Everybody's going 6.2, or they want a 6.2 or a 6.0 or whatever, and I'm just, I'm just keeping mine.
I mean, the 6.2s and 6.0 in our area pretty expensive. Just almost arm and a leg prices for a used motor. So, where'd you go? He might jump back in here, y'all. He's driving. Said he's gonna take some parts somewhere. Torque the horsepower. Let's go, Durbin. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That definitely get you moving. Torque definitely get you moving. Once he able to get back, I'll bring him back on the screen here. But I appreciate y'all dropping in. Definitely. I lost him completely. Well, dang. I'll definitely appreciate him coming in. I was going to ask him a couple more questions, but I'm a big fan of the Skylark and the Chevelle, and of course the two-door box Chevy is a fan. I'm a fan, and the LS trifecta. If y'all don't know what the LS trifecta is, definitely go over and check LS Chevy Rider 254 out, along with Cat Loco, KQ Customs, Mr. John, Craig Durbin, Robert, Rusty Riches. What's going on? I don't know how I missed your comment. I apologize. Definitely go over and check out Rusty Riches. Like I said, Cat Loco, KQ Customs, and Robert King. Classic. That classic got some good ones, man. Y'all might want to check him out for sure. Especially if you want to go like History Lane, go down History Lane, History Lane type stuff. You'll see some good ones, man. You'll find some jewels if you into that kind of stuff. You know, if you into that kind of stuff, and definitely and Mr. John also. Mr. John's helped me get the YouTube channel going. You know what I mean? Because he was giving me pointers in the beginning, which I appreciate that for sure, for sure. Okay, Durbin. And I appreciate the support, man. I do. I'll do. And the trifecta, he says, and it's on again. Dirt bike turns, power band. Yeah, man. First time I rode a bike with a power band, I hurt myself. Little dirt bike. Little dirt bike. I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it back on. It's always a golden nugget and everything. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm definitely, like I said, I watch his channel. I've been watching it for quite a while. You know, of course, around I was watching. I called it a Grand National, but it was his T-Type Regal. Watching him around then, and then so definitely go over and check him out. Check out Loco. I'm waiting for Loco to drop some new ones. Here at the Whistle Gang, everybody's doing mainly turbo stuff. That's what I was going to ask you. What made him do that versus turbos? That's what I was going to ask you next. That supercharger LSA, it definitely seems like it's power right there on demand. When you push the gas pedal, it's just right there. You know, versus a turbo, I guess you got a lot more going on, spooling up and stuff. Rusty Riches, I hope you're doing the same thing. The same thing. What I'd like to do is I'd like to hit the local track tonight, just to see, you know. I haven't been out none this year. Like to see. Yeah, I agree. I agree. LS, I agree. I like what he did with it when he added the adapters to make it work with his cathedral head setup. What up, Silverback? That's another one to help me out with my channel, man. And along with Cat Loco, man. Cat Loco, he gave me the know-how because I had a laptop fry on me. Love them turbo sounds more? Yeah. Yes. I appreciate y'all all hanging out with me. Said he was driving there and he had to want to drop some parts off, pick some parts up or something, but hot rod stuff. Well, saying 60 degrees where he's at, man, it is blistering hot where I'm at. I can only imagine what it is in Texas and other areas right now. Yes, sir. Supercharger with the wine too. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man. Hey, he's a cut up, ain't he, Durbin? He's a cut up, ain't he, Durbin? He's a cut up. He is a cut up. Hot and muggy here. Hey, hot and muggy is right. Definitely. It is. But, you know, it's that time of year. You know, it's that time of year. A breeze would be nice, but it's just a little, you know, the humidity. Just a little humidity. Plus, hey, what we're gonna do? What I'm gonna try to do later on. I don't know whenever the time comes for everyone to be available. We'll have individuals. We'll talk to Cat Loco. He's trying to come back, y'all. We'll talk to Cat Loco. We'll talk to LS. We'll talk to Cortez. We'll talk to D Brooks. We'll talk to Mr. Random and anybody else. You know, I'm trying to work some others out so we can have some other people on here that definitely are some DIY guys, man. Because hey, Mr. Griffin is a DIY guy, and he hit. You know, those who watch his channel definitely know. Yes, sir. Mr. MC is the bow tie guy. Well, he is. Oh, won't let me. Oh no. I don't know where he went. Device not connected. Trying to get him back on, y'all. I'm trying. You might have to back all the way back out and then hit the link again. There and Ken 10. We'll get Ken 10 on here. Yeah. Ken 10. Winner chicken dinner. Get the projects rolling. That's the plan, man. That is the plan. That's not working, Mr. Griffin. I don't know what's going on here. Let me. Oh, it keeps saying device not connected. I believe we got you now. I believe we got you, but your camera's not working. But we got you though. There you are.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's it's wet and cloudy here, so I probably lost you somewhere.
Yeah. My next question was what made you do for the LSA or the Pro Charger over a turbo setup?
Well, the main reason is because I had the Turbo Regal at the time.
Gotcha.
And I just didn't want two turbo cars, and the whole deal behind the Pro Charger was I got it for a good deal. Like I only bought that head unit, that blower, for like $1,600. And at the time, I mean, new they're like what, 3,300 or something. So or I don't know, but so that was the main reason. There really wasn't any other reason really. And plus, well, one reason too, I will say, is as I wanted that whine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted that sound. So, and that's another reason why. So yeah. Well, at least on the Pro Charger. Then the LSA just kind of just evolved just because I wanted something different.
And then as far as feeling the horsepower difference or the difference, I know there's a difference because you said there's a lot more torque. Because if there's a big feel difference as far as crowding the pedal a little bit, you feel the difference in how the car responds from the Pro Charger to the LSA. It's light work. Where'd you go? Belt lines, get some attention, no doubt. No doubt. Durbin, I can't remember the name of it. It was a gear that you would put in for your timing. Your timing gear would give you that whine on a small block Chevy. I remember that. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a gear that you put in there for your timing chain. Let's see, froze on us again, y'all. Gear drive, yes, sir. That's it. That's it. I'll bring him back up once it unfreezes. L Boogie, what's good? Appreciate you dropping in there. Appreciate y'all dropping in. We talking to Mr. Griffin, man. He's definitely here. He is. He's back. Okay. We definitely chopping it up with him. He's got several nice projects. If you guys haven't checked his channel out, be sure to do so and subscribe. Because he's gonna drop some gems. He's gonna give you some good information, man. Good information. A lot of what he does is already proven. It's working. It's working for him, so it's proven. You know what I mean?
Hello? Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yes.
I'm actually trying to get to a better spot. I parked, but I guess I lost you there too. But what was that last question again about?
About the turbos over there. Oh, about can you feel the difference in how the car responds from the Pro Charger to the LSA?
Man, the LSA, like way more super responsive. The drivability is a lot cleaner. It's like instant torque, man. Like I can hit the gas and like the car is going.
Gotcha.
So and plus on top of that, I've actually gotten better gas mileage.
Oh. Good deal.
Yeah,
Good
on the
deal.
LSA. Yeah, because one thing that was my old fuel system. Like I was running like decapped injectors and uh, and just a couple other things. It just wasn't as dialed in as it is now. Like I got all new injectors. I basically revamped the whole fuel system, and it's just running a lot better. The tune's a lot better, and it's just way better. So like I notice like when I go places now, the needle isn't moving as much.
I understand. I understand. I
Yeah,
understand. Cool. Cool.
yeah,
Cool. I one day, hopefully, right now, if you play around with the turbos, of course, you can get them fairly cheap, and get most of the, I guess, the hardware, intercooler, and piping fairly cheap also.
yeah,
So
yep,
that's where I'm at right now with it. So one day, you know,
yeah, man.
um, I mean, I enjoy them. I enjoy playing with the cars and stuff, but
Yep.
it's just, well, your weather is not as bad as here, because most of the time, like this past weekend, they had an event in Gap Fest, and the heat was crazy. And for a
Oh,
turbo
was it?
car, it just did not want to do what it needed to do.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
did not need to do.
Yeah, that cool weather, like here, because it's usually, in the summer we have our hot days, but usually it's, a nice day here is like 70, 80, maybe 80. 90 is getting like a little bit warmer around here. But for the most part, most time of year, it's a lot cooler. So especially in the fall and winter, like that Regal was fun to drive, man.
I'd say,
It was really
yeah,
fun. I mean, it really woke up the car.
it was loving them intake temps.
Man, man, it's a totally different car, when it's breathing, 40-degree air, and even colder. It was loving it.
Silverback, he's in Washington, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah,
live just outside of Seattle.
yeah. So yeah, he got some of that good
Yeah.
weather. With a lot of rain, right? That's what they
Yeah,
say
like
anyway.
yeah, springtime it rains, like it's raining right now, but summertime, I would say like it's the most perfect place to be, because the rain lets up. It's nice every day. The air is crisp, like, and it's really nice here, green and everything. But uh, fall and winter, man, just prepare for cloud and rain,
Yeah,
the whole time. Yeah.
but definitely give you some down, time to get your projects done. I guess because if it's raining, you ain't
Oh
gonna be
yeah.
out in them.
Nah. Yeah, that's all I was doing this fall and winter was just the fall and winter was mainly the Caprice because the LSA took me a while to do. Yeah,
I,
because
I was I watched that whole build. I watched the whole process, man. That was slick. I like that. To
yeah,
watch it.
yeah,
Like, I'm like, man, they can pull this off and still use a stock hood.
yep,
And that
yep,
is guys
yep.
are still, just still nice looking car. Do you plan on going any bigger wheels on the Caprice?
Nah, I go back and forth with it because I do I do like the big rim look. It's not really as big up here, just because that type of that culture hasn't made its way up here, fully yet. There's people here that ride big rims, but it's not like it is, where you're at or down south or anything like that or back east. But um, I don't know, man. I just it's hard for me to do it just because of the just of how people like know the car and like what it is, and
I
and
understand.
I
I understand.
and I actually like just driving it how it is, like I don't know, I just like it. Like I like I like the feel of it because I don't know. I don't know. I just like that old school OG type of look, and vibe and how I drive it. And people really love it. And then when they see what's in it, they're like, oh,
Right.
So
Yes.
it's
It's
just
been
it's just
very
more of a shock factor.
unsuspecting, man.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, and
unsuspecting. Unless they follow
it
you, they're
yeah, it drives so good, man. I mean, I can't. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. I just don't want to change it, And so I would leave that how it is. I'd let the Skylark kind of be like me and my girls, like cruiser, top down, nice car, whatever. Keep
Yes.
that engine how it is because it has the GS look and the rammer setup and all that, and keep the engine kind of OG in that, and then have a nice cruiser if you want to go top down, and then just have the Chevelle just be the monster, like
Right.
be the showstopper, so to speak. So
Gotcha.
so so that I'm gonna go bigger wheels on that one, and I'm going for a different type of look. So,
Different type of look. Are you gonna shoot for a higher horsepower with the Chevelle, or are you gonna far 6.0, 6.2, or stay?
yeah, I'm gonna try to get as much as I can out of it. Honestly, I don't really know what it's gonna do. Just because I am. So I don't know if you follow that build at all, but and there hasn't been much on it just because I haven't had the car. But I'm going like a throttle body style on the LS
That's
motor. So um, not it's like a EFI TBI setup. So I have a Holly setup on it, and I'm gonna go blow through carb style with the Pro Charger. So I don't really know what it's gonna do. I'm just gonna see if how it responds with the blower on it and see if it would even drive right. I have some other options that I'm thinking about doing if it's not gonna work. But my original plan was to make it look like an old school motor, but still be
yes.
uh, an LS, and then have the option later if I want to just go totally EFI and just change it up. So that was my plan, and so we'll just see. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, if I can get whatever I can get out of it, but that thing's gonna sound pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
I
And
think
most
so.
of
Yeah.
them are self-tuning too, right? Just turn the key over
Yeah.
and let them do their thing,
Yeah.
which is
What I found out though, and I might have a problem with is the cam that I have in it is pretty aggressive, like pretty, is a pretty radical cam. And from my understanding, they don't do well with the Holly setup. Doesn't tune well with like a big cam. And I haven't had the car long enough to drive it or see what it does. I've just had it long enough to start it and put it on the trailer and take it
yeah.
places. So, we'll see kind of how that goes. I don't really know, but I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's definitely gonna be a catch some attention. You get it finished.
Yeah.
Definitely that. Definitely that. Well, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
keep any more of your time. I sure appreciate you coming on. Y'all
Yeah.
definitely, everybody in here and those who's gonna watch, definitely go over and check out Mr.Griffin23. I'll have his link in the description of this live afterwards. Y'all check it out, man. He's like, sounds like to me he does answer, and because you see him we're talking, then we contact us through Instagram, so he does answer questions if you have some. So that is very cool.
Yeah.
So again, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you coming out and coming on and hanging out with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we'll definitely be in touch. I hope to be able to have something complete, man, sooner or later. I have a 71 Cutlass convertible, 6.0
Okay.
4L80.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I started it this year for the first time in 5 years or better. It's been
Oh,
setting that
really?
long. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going back and forth. I want to put a turbo on it, or though I don't want to put a turbo on it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something with it. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. You just
That
gotta
is for
gotta
sure.
get started one direction, and then
Yeah,
just kind of it'll just go from there. I mean, I just because I try to stay motivated by at least doing something, and then if I don't like it, at least I'm already like kind of like in the I don't know, I guess in the mood or in the right mind frame of just kind of keeping going. And so, because there's times I hit a wall too, man. I'm like, man, I can't. I'm done with this car stuff. I stopped
uh,
making videos for a while, and you know,
I enjoy the car stuff about it. It's
yeah,
just I don't know. On that particular car, I don't know which way I want it. Like right now, it
yeah,
doesn't have any horns. Intake's off. all those things. I'm like, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
It's a cat local said you whistle game. He said turbo is mandatory. I like turbos. I've my first LS build. I did a 5.3 swap on a 93 Mustang, and I drove it for a little while, and then I put a 78 millimeter on 3 on it, and I had a little fun. And I pulled the 5.3 out, and then rebuilt a LQ4 with an S475. The first time I've ever tore a motor down LS wise, like you were saying, and I had it dynoed, and when I made 787 to the wheels, and I was ecstatic. I was so ecstatic, man. And then I did this Monte Carlo and put it on the dyno, and it didn't produce the numbers that I thought it was supposed to do. It really, man, it hurt my heart. I was like, goodness gracious, man, why are these numbers not working right? And then eventually we did. I changed the turbo and changed some other things. Eventually we got the numbers we was looking for. But it's just like, sometimes it's like you were saying, hitting that wall, like, what am I doing wrong? Or do I really want to mess with this?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Really want to mess with this.
Well, yeah, you'll find your direction. I mean, got to get it on the road, man. It can't be sitting that long.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I looked at it today and was like, well, I need to do something here. I really do need to do something. So, but it'll be up and going soon enough, for Lord willing, for sure. For sure. Mr. John has said like that. Let's keyless entry. He was talking about the keyless entry on the old school.
Yeah. I put a keyless entry on it.
One more thing. The hookup for the dash on stuff, was it just basically plug and play from what you were doing, or did you have to change up some of your sensors and stuff?
The wiring is actually, so I would say if anybody's trying to do this like on a Grand National or Eagle, like be ready to be humbled and be ready to spend some time on it, because that one was like way more in depth, just because you have the computer and the vehicle speed. They don't use the speedo like the VSS sensor and the Grand Nationals. They use like an optical speed buffer, so that's different than like a regular VSS. And so the wiring is just different. So I had to use a totally different VSS from like a Camaro, like a 90s Camaro. And so it's just way more complicated. But on the Skylark and the way the wiring is and stuff, I would say it's almost plug and play. It's literally just like you hook up the blinker to the blinker on the blinker wire on the A body, and you hook up the bright wire, the brights on the dash up to the brights on the A body. So it's like it's almost plug and play. The only thing that is not is you have to get the sensors from the donor car, like the oil pressure sensor and the coolant. You have to put those on your car because the dash won't read it from your OEM sensors. That's the only thing. And then I had to get the Dakota Digital speed converter as well too. So but that was like super simple, man. That was probably the Dakota Digital piece was probably the easiest part of it all. Like it just made
it definitely looks good. It looks real good.
Yeah. So, and somebody today actually had a suggestion on the because I have the plexiglass over it, and when the direct sunlight is on it, you can kind of see everything behind it. And on the S10, they actually have a cover, so you can only see the gauges themselves. So I'm going to somebody had a suggestion of kind of making like a template behind the plexi and like using paint and kind of just like see if you can kind of block some of that stuff out. So I'm gonna see if I can try to do that. But I mean, other than that, man, it was pretty straightforward, just a little time consuming, and I didn't know if it could be done. And then as soon as I knew that I could cut it out and it would fit, then I'm like, all right, here I go. I'm going for it. So, yeah.
Well,
And
LS
I
had a
didn't put.
question about you. I'm sorry, about your
What's that?
windows, your fast windows.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know. Those windows are like crazy fast. I don't
I've
know.
seen it on Instagram.
Yeah, they when I owned it, they were super slow. So when I got the car, it looks like somebody had replaced the driver window for sure. I don't think they replaced the other ones. Um, so I don't know where that replacement motor's from. I would imagine it's probably from, I don't know, OPGI or something like that. Um, or they have it wired. I know you can wire them up a little bit different to give them more power so they can go faster. So that might be it too. I hadn't really looked at it. It's already going fast, so I'm just gonna like leave it.
Yeah.
But the other ones were also slow. And so especially the one that was like on the rear passenger. So what I found out is the wheels were like getting caught on the track, and one of them had it didn't have the correct size, so I had a spare. So I changed that, and then I lubed them up, and then all of a sudden, man, those things started going like up and down like super fast. So
Oh,
that's all I did. I just went and lubed up the other ones, and then made sure they were all sliding correctly, and then that made a lot of difference also. Yeah. So
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I don't
sir.
know,
Like I said,
man.
it's good
Those things are
information.
crazy fast. Yeah.
Good information you got going on, man. Good one, good one. And like I said, I ain't gonna keep you. So you might be at your destination. Um, but I sure appreciate your time. I mean, make sure there's nothing else, sir, I didn't forget to ask. And if y'all have any other questions, y'all can definitely hit him up on his IG. I'll put that in the description also. So
Yeah.
again,
Yeah, man. I
thanks,
appreciate you.
thanks, thanks. I appreciate it. So now I'm gonna keep watching. I'll keep watching the
Yeah.
videos, and maybe one day we'll be able to link up in one of these events somewhere. There's no telling,
Mm-hmm. Now, where
no
exactly
telling.
are you at again?
I'm in Kentucky.
Oh, you're in Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so about in the middle of the United States, I guess you say. That's what they call it
Okay.
anyway, Midwest or somewhat Midwest.
Yeah. So my so one day I know I'm trying to see about going because I'm originally from Tennessee. I'm
Okay,
originally from Chattanooga, so all my dad's side of the family is there, but my mom's side lives here. And so one day I want to come down, and we're thinking about maybe doing another road trip. That would be
there
a
you go.
far road trip, but we'd take some time off and just go. And so I'll probably end up trailering one of the cars and just maybe try to time it to maybe do a show or two or something along the way.
Yes, that'd be nice.
So
That'd be nice.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
nice.
So
You
I can.
definitely like around September they have the LS Fest at the Beach Bend Raceway in Bowling Green,
Oh, okay.
Kentucky.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's a nice thing, man. It's plenty of cars. You'll see an LS motor in anything you can think of. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
I've seen one on the back of a go-kart and they were riding it
Oh
around.
damn. Wow.
So that's a good in
Wow.
September. It's usually the first week of September they have that. So, you know, just an idea. Just an
Yeah. Yeah.
idea.
It might be. I don't know. Is it kind of cooling down at that time a little bit or no?
Little bit,
A
we're
little
around
bit.
the
Yeah.
time where it's cooling down. It's a hit and miss. So it may be hot. It may be last year it rained and it rained a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it may be cool. Your nights are a little cool, but during the
Yeah.
day it may be a little warm. But the cars seem to perform pretty well,
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
And it's a quarter-mile track. I mean, it's a real nice place. Real nice place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then
That could
not
be a
too
good
far
time.
from that is the Corvette plant. So
Mm-hmm.
it's nice
Yeah.
little setup there. So something about
Yeah.
one, you decide to make that trip, come down through Kentucky, and then there you be. So you get to hit an event and see
Yeah.
how Corvettes are made too.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be dope. Cool, man.
Definitely. But I appreciate it. I guess I'm gonna sign off. I appreciate all y'all
Okay.
watching. Um, Definitely be watching. Like I said, go check him out. I'll put all the links in the description and smash the like if y'all haven't. Y'all have a good evening. You be safe, Mr. Griffin.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, we'll go in the broadcast. Thanks, y'all, for dropping in. So we're gonna end this one. Go back and watch it. Like I said, hit his IG. Again, questions about most of his videos, he does answer them because we're talking with him. So have a good evening, y'all. Enjoy yourselves.